Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 8 of Wayward Pines, Pass Judgment. On AFTERBUZZ TV, we have a lot to talk about, so please stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
How are you guys all feeling after this after show, everybody? I mean, after the episode. Wow, episode 8 of Wayward Pines. I cannot believe we're almost there. 2 more to go. What's going to happen next? I think all your heads are swarming with predictions right now, so we're going to get through it together. Hello, I'm your host, Kanika Lal. Thank you so much for joining us again this week. We have a shorter panel, but I still have my amazing co-host joining with us. So to my left, please introduce yourself.
What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Nino. You can catch me at Nino Llanera on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook.
And I'm Paige Bonanno. You guys can find me on social media at Paige Bonanno.
So Jordana's not feeling well, but she said she was going to tune into the live chat. I'm not sure
let me
if
pull that up.
Pull that up and see. So hopefully she can also tune in. But also follow me on Twitter at Kanika Lal. I forgot to do that plug. So, okay, Pass Judgment. A lot was happening. So I saw a lot of kind of baby parallels. I wrote that note down just because people were talking about having a baby, not having a baby. I saw a lot of woman-on-woman action. But let's just go around, from like Rebecca to Margaret. But let's go around the table first and please say your favorite lines of tonight's episode.
Yes.
Okay.
Go ahead. You go first.
No, you go first because I have it written down. I just need to find it.
Okay. I have like this long one, but it's kind of pieced together. It's from Arlene. She goes, I watch birds. I have binoculars. I watch birds, but it's not like I use them to watch my neighbors.
She's amazing.
It's like mixed in there, kind of like all over the place.
You know what?
That was a funny scene.
Yeah.
I actually laughed out loud.
I have one from Arlene as well, where she says, "You're a very well-informed hairstylist."
I like that one. That was a really good voice too, by the way.
Yeah,
Thanks.
you do a good Arlene impression.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. I've been practicing. How do you know?
Mine is from Xander when he says, we can't control what's out there, but in here we can.
Nice.
And that's pretty true.
Ooh, I have one more from Xander.
Go ahead.
He'll know it's not his.
That was my other one. Yeah.
Come on, guys. She's
That's a good
pregnant.
one. I
Rebecca
know.
is pregnant.
That was
What?
a good one. That was a good
That was
one.
a really good one. Juicy.
Okay, let's...
It was juicy. Do you have one more, though, Paige?
No, that was my
that
other
was
one.
good.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, I liked Arlene's, too. Okay, so we start off with...
found it. Sorry.
No, it's fine. We start off with Carrie, who Theo kind of unfortunately gives her the news that she can't carry a child because of the scarring due to the Abbey. Did we see this coming? We kind of had that from last week. We were thinking that.
Well, we kind of figured that like she wasn't able to have children, but we didn't know why. And even when she said, or when Theo said to her, like, you have some scarring and this and that, I didn't even put 2 and 2 together. I was like, what does she have this trauma for? What does she have this scarring from? Like, I didn't realize until after when she brought it up to Jason. I was like, that's right. She was attacked, so that's why she can't have kids.
I also feel like she might have had more things going on with her beforehand, too. Because, even before that attack, she had issues, I think.
Yeah.
With kids, so. I don't know.
You think she had issues before that?
I think so. Because, like, before the attack, I think they've tried to have kids, but they never had it. And then when she got attacked.
It seems like that's the reveal from what. Because remember when they were in bed together, they had that talk, and she wasn't sure if she could even have kids.
Right.
It seemed to me like maybe they hadn't tried even before, because all of a sudden they were in bed, and he was like, let's have a baby.
Yeah.
Like, let's try to have a baby.
Right. And it's true. Maybe they haven't tried yet. Who knows?
But her reaction to when she told Jason, she just like started bawling. She was like, I want to be able to carry your child. Like, they're kind of the ones, they are the ones ruling Wayward Pines in a town where the biggest ideology is to keep reproducing and keep the town growing, and she ironically is the one to stop that. So I think she really wants one. I think she was always afraid.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. Go
that
ahead.
interaction with them was so authentic.
Yeah.
And it really
was.
brought out like a great side of Carrie, and especially a great side of Jason. Like, he was so sweet about it. Especially Jason. He was just so sweet to her,
He was. Were you guys expecting that reaction? Did you think he was going to fire off?
I was getting nervous, like, please, Jason, like, be with her in this moment, because I was thinking he was going to say, well, I should have thought about this differently and planned differently, because since you can't have kids, I should bring somebody else. I thought it was going to go somewhere like that, where he was
I'll choose somebody else.
I was like, don't do it. And you know what? He made me happy and proud.
You're saying when he said, like, I would have... But that is what I thought he was going to do when he was like... if I had known, I would have handled this differently. But then he said, I love you back to her, but I'm thinking maybe he thought something,
Like,
I don't know.
What does that mean?
What exactly does that mean?
I don't know.
Like, what would he have handled? What would he have handled differently? What would he have done differently?
Would he have
got a different wife or something?
He would have just gotten really angry and lashed out.
What else? What else could he possibly mean by that? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it really does show that he does truly, genuinely care for Carrie. He does love her.
I hope
and
so.
He even.
But I just want to know what that means.
Well, there's 2 episodes left. I don't think he has time to find another woman, especially when Margaret's and Gabby's on the loose. But I did kind of, when he was showing her the nursery, showing her this home that they could have potentially had with a baby, he mentions again about survival, and he brings up Adam and Eve, and we've seen that reference a lot in these episodes about religion, subtly bringing up religion.
It was just a little weird to me how he was like, yeah, I had Rebecca build, when she was building the town, I told her that we needed a nursery, but like, they just built this big concrete nursery.
Well, no, I think they said that this extra room was for a nursery, but then I feel like he built
it up on his own.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
So I'm pretty sure Rebecca doesn't know that that's there.
I see.
You know what I mean? But she knew that it was an extra room, and she thought it was going to be for a nursery, and it ended up being for his saving grace. And
I wonder how he would have gotten all that together though without anybody else knowing. Do you know what I'm saying?
His confidants. Who knows?
He said that they were the only 2 that knew.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think it's a bad thing I don't think it's like a bad secret. It shouldn't be a secret at all.
Yeah, no, but it is because
Other people will try to run in there.
If something goes wrong, that's their only safe haven. They'll put the pods there, and then no one else can go there.
Oh, okay.
So he doesn't want anyone else to know because he wants to be the only survivors if that happens.
Oh, I
he
see
wants to
what
be
you're
for
saying.
sure safe.
Okay.
He wants to be
That
looked
makes
upon
sense.
as Adam and Eve. He wants to build this town like himself, like Adam and Eve did, which you're right. So.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, I see that
Tisk,
connection.
Jason. Dude.
I know. A
Always
lot
thinking
of
about
like
yourself.
Yeah, it's but it makes sense. It's survival of the fittest. It's like Charles Darwin's theory. Like you need to be at the end of the day, no one's gonna be looking out for you. You've got to look out for yourself. So I kind of agree with that.
It kind of poses the question too, like if you were in like some sort of like a apocalyptical situation, like how would you, how would you try to help your family or anyone else when you have to help yourself first? Like that instinct kind of goes to you, and you're like, "How is this going to happen? How is this going to work?" You know what I mean?
You have to always plan ahead for that kind of situation. Exactly. So we should be planning right now when an apocalypse happens to us. It's going to happen, guys. I hate to be so morbid and cynical.
I hope not in our lifetime.
Oh God.
It might. No, maybe not in our lifetime, but we got to plan for our great grandchildren. Anyways, moving on from Kanika's cynical moments. Just being realistic. So Margaret's on the loose. Doesn't that kind of remind you of those movies like Godzilla or King Kong, where there's like this beast, one soul beast on the loose who's really innocent if you think about it, and these people trying to attack her, and she happens to be a female, not a male Abby on the loose, which I love.
That's a great comparison.
Yeah, that is a very great comparison. It's nice.
Because she was running on the roof and everyone was kind of like hitting her. That reminded me of King Kong on the whatever.
Wow, yeah.
Right, because we always see that villain type or whatever, that monster type to be a male. We never see it to be a
right?
female. Really
But now
cool.
it's a female.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, she was doing some crazy stunts up there too.
Yeah, I mentioned, thanks for bringing it up, I mentioned in the previous episodes that I'm blanking on how to pronounce her name, but I know she's from Canada, but she's actually a stunt woman in real life, so I won't be surprised if she's actually doing those real stunts in
sure
real life,
she's doing
jumping
real
off from
stunts.
buildings in the mountains. So
Yeah, no, she did a good
good
job.
for her.
Yeah, Margaret had some parkour skills.
Yeah.
She's like ripped. She's
Yeah.
toned.
Yeah.
Actually, all they cast muscular Abbies for that reason.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So everyone's on the loose. She's trying to get revenge. In the meantime, they find out about Mrs. Fisher's death. And Jason has a nice kind of moment with Mrs. Fisher as well, kind of like saying, thank you for always mentoring me. I'm sad I couldn't save you.
Sad goodbye.
Yeah.
Jason is a very sentimental person. We're seeing as we move forward. Yeah, he gets more and more sentimental. I mean, he still maintains that really strong persona to like everybody else in the town, but then we see moments of his that like really make me feel for him.
That's like the real Jason that needs to shine out. Like you saw, he was kind of losing grip as the day was kind of going, or the episode was kind of going. Like, he almost didn't know what to do. He was getting instructions from Theo, and he was like, yeah, okay, let's do it like that. You know what I mean? Looking at Carrie for approval as well too. I feel like there's just so much going on for him, and he really is a nice guy. He just doesn't know how to let go of his power. He doesn't know how to. He doesn't know how to be a leader and a follower. And if you want to be a great leader, you need to also be a follower when you need,
Yeah, you have to not have an ego. You have to listen to others' advice, like Theo's advice, for example.
Right.
Exactly. I think he's starting to warm up a little bit.
A little bit. We'll say 2 more episodes, or if he makes it to the 10th
If he makes it.
If he makes it.
And then, so while all this like hunting and chasing of Margaret's going on, we're also seeing Rebecca's storyline. And Rebecca has a pretty prominent role in this episode, which I like. So Xander, your favorite line when he goes, did you tell him that it wasn't his or something like that?
He's gonna find out that it's not
That was
his.
a surprise. Rebecca always had the storyline of not being able to conceive, apparently, with Theo, but then she was able to conceive with Xander.
I didn't even think about that, that she couldn't have a baby with Theo.
Right.
So it's Theo then.
Theo what?
That can't have the child.
Maybe.
Because she's obviously pregnant with Xander.
That's a good one. I never thought about
So
that
it's
either.
Theo that can't conceive children.
That makes sense.
Wow.
We'll fix this problem. We'll make it work out.
What?
No, that's what he said. Remember, they were trying to fix their situation of the problem.
Xander?
No, Theo and her
Theo,
beforehand.
Oh, like in Hawaii?
Yeah, I guess not.
I think it's just, I mean, for me, I just think of fate. Like, she was meant to be with Xander.
You think?
Oh, wow.
Well, and the thing is we saw also when, like, Carrie was kind of calling
I was just thinking
calling her
that.
out, and she was like, why are you with him? She didn't specify who, and then she goes, he's strong, he's great,
He
this and
challenges
that.
me.
He challenges me. And then she said, I was talking about Xander, and she said, so was
did
I.
Let's bring up that scene, actually, now that we're talking about it. I love that scene. I love Rebecca's strength she was kind of imposing on Carrie. Almost like a big sister talking to a little sister, putting Carrie in her place. Being like, don't let anybody defy you. I am still who I am no matter what man is around me. If she has two men around her, okay? I love that scene. I think it's so important. And Rebecca admitted, she's like, you know what? I had a man in Boston and I had a man in Wayward Pines. They were both different love stories, but it seems like she chose the one in Wayward Pines.
Did she really, though? Or was it just in that moment? I don't feel she's 100% done with Theo yet.
I don't know. I kind of feel
I feel
like
bad
she
for
is.
Theo because I actually like the guy, but she would be fighting for Theo a little bit. She's not.
Exactly. She's not fighting for him.
When Xander's like, well, have you seen him? She's like, I don't know. I haven't seen him the past 2 nights. He's around, maybe in the hospital. She doesn't seem to really have that much care or affection.
But, like, why is Xander cool with Theo and her just staying in the same house and him staying somewhere else?
I think they were just trying to soften the blow in the beginning. And now he wants back in the house. So it's like, did you tell him that you're pregnant yet?
Well, they obviously have time to meet somewhere and have sex because she's pregnant.
Oh, yeah. Well, this was beforehand. I don't know how far along
Yeah,
she
that
is.
was before. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I like Rebecca's strength in this. So the town's definitely on a frenzy, and we even see that scene where the civilians have the weapons, which Theo even approached Xander like, look what happened.
Right.
People were getting shot because of this.
That's why I also feel like I don't think Rebecca's totally done with him yet, because like she didn't go off on Theo, but she was just saying Theo is only trying to help.
But she was defending Xander.
She was defending
She was
Xander.
defending Xander, but it wasn't just. I don't know. I didn't feel the passion, like 100% passion. Yeah, I feel like there's still something there. I could be totally wrong.
I just don't ever feel like she was 100% completely in love with Theo. Even when we were in Hawaii, anything.
She didn't seem like she really cared for what he was fighting for.
No.
He wanted a family. He wanted to continue their relationship, and she just seemed to be like laying back.
Right.
I think it's also because she knew that the end of the world was happening.
Yeah.
That's when she had her assignment to
Right.
build Wayward Pines. She's probably thinking, you know what? I'm so distracted with this other
Situation.
assignment I have. I can't even think about a baby. I can't even think about Theo. Plus, even when she was telling him about this huge Wayward Pines project, he didn't even seem to care. He wasn't asking questions. So he kind of was retracting in the beginning over the
But
relationship.
the thing is that she pulled herself out of Wayward Pines. She didn't even think that she was going to be going. She said, I'm done with this project. Like, it can be real, it can be not, but I'm not having a part of this.
in
She
Hawaii, though, she knew.
No, she didn't know in Hawaii. She was abducted. Remember, like Xander said, he said she was kidnapped to come here. She might have built this town, but
Okay,
she was
I
kidnapped.
missed that. Sorry, guys. I thought that she came
She had
voluntarily.
no
so
idea.
she removed herself from the situation completely.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
But she still had it in the back of her mind.
I suppose.
Yeah.
Because Xander's the one who woke her up.
But she was just probably
Right?
thinking, this is going to be years and years and years
Right.
down the road. This isn't going to affect me. Like, if
Yeah,
she
I
even
know.
thought that it was a real thing.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens in that relationship, that love triangle
Right.
towards the end.
Team
I think
Theo.
we also even talked
Team
about
Theo,
how
too.
if we even needed this. Some people liked it, some people didn't in the comments. I remember reading that. You need that.
Yeah,
Part
you need
of
a little
life.
bit of
It's
drama.
part of life. I want to get into Margaret's mindset here. We actually had some debates when we were watching the show. So first, I want to start off by saying that I think Margaret has good intentions. I think like any normal human being or beast, if you're not, if no one puts harm into you, I don't think you would fight back. So she didn't fight back when she saw Frank and Lucy because she remembered seeing Frank from the
Right.
carousel scene.
And him being harmless.
Right.
And
Past
being
judgment.
harmless.
Past judgment. That's exactly why.
See, Nino is always
That's exactly why it's called past judgment, because anytime she saw somebody, she's like, she remembers. She never hurt Hasser because she knows Hasser was like defending her.
When she would see Theo, she wouldn't hurt Theo.
She would not hurt Theo.
But when she saw the guy, when she saw the soldier, she did want to harm him.
Right away, because she remembers that uniform shot my friends.
No one
has she ever seen Rebecca before? No.
So now let's talk about...
This is the debate.
Well, it might be. So originally when I saw the scene, I wanted to say, I saw Margaret walking towards Rebecca, and then immediately the camera pans down to her stomach, and she gasps. And I thought instantly that Margaret was telepathically affecting the pregnant baby. And then she pulls her hand up, and Margaret's remembering her own baby, thinking, I know what it's like to not have a baby, so maybe I want to impose harm. Or she was just trying to read Rebecca's body and not trying to harm her before Xander shot her.
So on our flip side here,
I put the other side.
I
maybe
totally,
she wasn't trying to harm.
I totally get you. I think on what we were saying on this side over here, it was that Margaret was, never saw Rebecca. I don't think she's ever seen Rebecca, so she wasn't sure if Rebecca was going to harm her, but she was going to go for the kill in a sense.
Yeah.
Until Rebecca gasped and was like, oh my gosh. Like, this is really going to happen. My baby.
Right.
You know what I mean? Instant, like, motherly figure just thinking, oh my God, my baby, I'm going to pass.
Right.
And then we see her hand, or Margaret's hand, come down because she realized, oh, she's pregnant. And then she kind of has back, back thoughts about her being pregnant or, or the babies back then or whatnot. And she's like, I'm not going to hurt you. But then comes in Xander and shoots.
The arm.
I didn't so much see her hand going down. It was like she raised it to go for the kill. Then Rebecca gasped, and I feel like there's something telepathically going on in there.
See, that's what I think.
But I think that Rebecca grabbing her stomach means nothing. Like, she did it, but Margaret doesn't. I mean, she might not even know what that means.
Affect
she's not
her
showing
grabbing the stomach.
Yeah, she's not showing nothing. I'm saying maybe like she put the hand on the stomach, and then Margaret was like. Saw this telepathically, she's probably pregnant. And then she starts bringing her hand was open, and then she starts bringing her fingers down.
Not her hand down. She brought it down to say, okay, I'm not.
Okay. See, here's what throws me off. I thought, and we watched it twice, so maybe I'm just not a good noticer. That's a word. I saw her put her hand up after the flashback, which made me think, why is she putting her hand up after she remembers her baby?
She put her hand up. Then she went to the flashback, and then after the flashback, she put her fingers down.
After the flashback.
No, it wasn't.
I think what happened is she put her hands up, flashback, then she puts her fingers down.
That's what I said. Hand up, flashback, fingers down.
Yeah. That's probably what it was. So I was confused. Like, why would she put her hand up?
Because the thing is that she has her hand up to go for the kill. Then she sees the baby. She understands that there's a baby. Her mind flashes back to when she had a baby, and she thinks, you know what? I don't remember, or I don't like when my baby was taken, or whatever happened to her baby there.
So she won't harm.
Another person with a baby.
Yeah. I'd like to believe that because I don't think Margaret would intend to harm her.
Yeah. Margaret's a good girl.
Yeah,
she would never.
Margaret would never. No.
Right?
Yeah.
And plus, like
it was, but I guess maybe if they changed the way that was kind of shot because it was confusing for me. Like I don't know if anyone else agreed. I thought she was actually gonna. Well, she was trying to harm her like through her mind or through the hand, but she no, I don't think she would.
Yeah,
so.
no, I don't think she would either. Plus, there's another woman she
feels for her. Yeah,
but talking about the way that they shot it, like some of that stuff was kind of strange because like when the people had the guns with the civilians with the guns, and they were going in these circles and this and that, trying to make it seem like confusing for the viewer, and that's why the person got shot. I was like, I don't see her just having shot him. Like,
I think that's what Margaret was trying to do. They were so confused, and they're like, we hear the sound from over here. But I also hear a sound from over here.
So then she just shot thinking...
Exactly. So then she just shot thinking it was right there. But she accidentally shot Chris Meyer, who plays Mario, I believe.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that soon.
And we do see, like, Margaret looking onto the situation, like, look at this chaos I've caused, like, on purposely trying to get them to turn against each other, which they did.
Very smart way of thinking.
And then there's this another shot where she's looking on to Theo in the middle, being like, hey, let's not do this, putting his hand out, and she knows that he's the leader.
Right. That's what she said before. You are the leader. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. I love that. I love how she's so subtly.
And Margaret's smart too, by the way. Like, can we just talk about how she dragged the body that she killed to a different location
just to deter them past?
Just to deter
them.
them.
I know.
It was like
she's smart.
it was like trail mix leading to, you know, to your exit out, but it was like a blood trail to try to throw them off. I love that part.
Yeah, I know. I want to talk about what happens in the room when Rebecca there's some other random extra, or people with lines, I guess, in the room that we haven't seen characters before. She's laying out the map, and they're all like, oh, you knew about the town? It's like, this is not the time to go and attack Rebecca, because Xander defends her. But I guess, like, she's finally admitting to everybody soon that she has more authority than...
Exactly.
But she doesn't have any authority.
No, she does.
Well, because she was assigned not to have authority, but she could.
She could have had
authority. She's the one
authority.
who just took Jason's map. She's the one telling Jason and Carrie what's happening.
She could have authority, but she doesn't have the clearance.
She could have had authority, but she removed herself from Wayward Pines.
Yeah, but now she's putting herself back in it. And I like how Frank is also like, let me help. Like, I can do things too. So he has a more prominent role
didn't
too.
get to see if he was able to be, if they put him out or whatnot, what happened with the binoculars. Like, they cut a whole bunch of stuff out. I feel like they might have filmed it, but they cut a lot because there was so much going on in this situation here.
I know.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Just like we don't know what happened to those kids who went in the woods to try to get it on. Like, did they die or did they not? What happened to them? They never panned it back to them.
No, they never did.
Like, was there just too much to shoot in this episode?
Maybe it was just like showing like a symbol, like these two young teenagers getting it on, trying to like make the most out of the end of the world while
I guess so, yeah.
there's this monster. I don't know.
Random like symbolism, you know what I mean?
Like a random symbolism.
Like, if
yeah.
you're not going to build in the story.
Well, because they're trying to recreate to like keep. I don't know. They're trying to recreate, but there's no point in recreating when
They weren't trying to recreate. They were just trying to have sex and have fun.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, yeah.
Or just not even have sex. They're just little like kids.
Right.
They're trying to. They're like, let's go do something fun. Wayward Pines always says stuff like this. They're not really. There's
Right.
nobody really out on the loose.
Carefree, but it's like, okay, then show me what happens to them.
Right.
Was that all good and did she get a hickey? Or, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
or,
yeah.
Are they dead?
Or are they dead?
Right.
Yeah. Did she? Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, too much symbolism sometimes is just way too much. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Maybe it was just to show people
but,
getting it
like,
on.
come on, show me what
Yeah,
happened. I want
right.
to know.
Did she get a hickey or not?
Exactly. Or did they die?
Right.
That's funny. Yeah.
That's true.
I wonder. So we talked about the woman-on-woman action. Well, that sounds more like versus Jason and Carrie. And then I'm like,
What about
my notes are like, I want to talk about Adam because
They knew exactly where
I
she was
wonder
gonna go.
what his role will be from here on out, because Adam and Margaret definitely have a connection. They have like some sort of truce going on. There was a tunnel, which it seems like Adam knew
Right.
about that. So he let her go, and then he followed her.
Right, which is funny because I feel like he knew. I felt like he might have gone through that before. Like,
Yeah.
he knows
Yeah.
about that tunnel, while Rebecca had to kind of figure it out and be like, they're coming here. There's this tunnel here. But he like knew about it. He knew where to find her.
And that's the sad part, kind of, is that like Adam Hassler knows so much about these Abbeys and so much about their lifestyle, but yet he gets no credit by the town at all. Like, they just kind of think that he's this loose cannon, like some homeless guy that's running around, when he's actually like very instrumental in knowing what's going on with the Abbeys.
I would, if I were Jason, I'd ask Adam all the questions I possibly can to get into these minds of the Abbeys, because
Right.
only he would know.
They didn't even ask any questions. They were just like, eh.
Whatever. And they lost him now that he went through the tunnel.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure like Theo's like, oh damn it, like he was my key.
They didn't even
to
care
help make
about
this happen.
killing him or not. They threw the grenades in there and
Exactly.
said,
But then it's also that like, do you save everybody? You know, I mentioned, do you save everybody, or you know, do you try to save Hassler?
Right.
You know what I mean? They're like, throw the grenades in to go ahead and block that out so they can't get in.
Yeah.
It was one of those like one against like how many thousands of people
Right.
that are there. Unfortunately,
Definitely.
That's a hard decision to make when you like just throw it in, even though that's somebody who like is probably integral to like us surviving.
They don't
guess-
care about him, though, it doesn't seem.
No, they don't. I feel bad if they
But
did,
I think
they
he's
would've
going
been
to
smart.
survive.
Oh, yeah,
He
you-
seems to be really...
Yeah. He's a survivalist. He survived with the Abbeys
Yeah.
for years.
He did,
Exactly.
and he's gonna do it again.
Yeah, he's gone so far. Why die now?
Exactly.
I think, well, this is leading into predictions a little bit later, but I think he might kind of form some sort of good relationship with Margaret. Maybe.
And I hope Margaret
if
survives.
she survives. Before we get to that last scene, I want to talk about Mario's scene. He was shot. They avoided the liver. But does it seem like he's going to die, though? Do you think he might survive?
I think he might survive. I think he's just like now.
What?
Like,
He's kind of
tripping.
just freaking out.
Paige just like, he's turned into a robot.
At first, when he was sitting there being like, enjoy your life in Wayward Pines, I was like, oh my God, they have robots in this freaking town.
I know.
And then he got really
Surprised.
emotional about it, and I was like, okay,
Yeah.
never mind. But
So he was repeating this mantra that he was, because in the beginning, beginning, I never liked Mario. I was like, this stickler for rules is just repeating this, the mantra at Wayward Pines, like, get over it. But I think, like, he was the only one out of all the soldiers who truly, what's the word?
Yeah.
Inhibited. Yeah, inhibited. Again, I was never good at vocabulary growing up. Yeah, inhibited the Wayward Pines way of living. And it seems like, I don't know why he was going back at it and kept repeating it, but that was probably his only way of keeping sane and keeping alive.
That's
because
been
he lived for it so long.
That's been his whole life.
Right.
Yeah.
And, like, he was taught this persona, and then he became that.
Which
so
is
he
funny.
doesn't know what to do without it.
Right, which is funny because he also seems like he could be a peacekeeper type situation. He might like say, okay, we have to do this because we live in Wayward Pines. This is how we have to live. But I also feel like I think he has much more of a deeper like connection like to like
the town?
to the town, like to like a more like peaceful like kind of connection. Like I don't think he wants these guns out.
No.
I don't think he wants to do the job he's doing. But because he's lived there all his life and kind of has to deal with it and has to follow the rules, he just does it nonetheless. But poor guy, like I think he's gonna survive, but he had that emotional breakdown, like, okay, so we're about to die now because the Abbeys are gonna come. So, and I just got in this accident. What's life
there
now?
for me?
What's
Right.
life at the moment?
And you interviewed him too. You had a spotlight on, so people just want to plug Nino's interview.
Yeah, no, you guys can check it out on
on
iTalk, on Popcorn Talk. Really good guy. He's only 19, folks.
Wow.
So young.
He's so young, talented guy.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Right?
He has a new movie called Kicks that's out for the Tribeca Film Festival and LA Film Festival, the official selections. Wow. He's gonna do well. Hopefully we can get him over here to talk some more. You know what I mean?
Maybe,
He's it's so different. Like when you see the character, just when we had Hassler in here, Tim, like it was just like, you're so different. Like they're
good actors.
They do such a good job with makeup and everything on Wayward Pines, because he totally didn't look the way he does in the show.
I know.
Yeah, he was so sweet.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, well,
crazy.
make sure you check out Nino's interview with.
Thank you.
Definitely.
What's his real name? I'm like
Chris Mayer.
Chris Mayer. Yeah, check that out.
Meyer.
Okay, and then the last scene was the Abby interaction that. So Margaret, poor thing. I love how we're like.
Oh, she's like
her,
a big.
That's
she was a big cut, and we liked kind of the way the Abbeys were comforting her,
Just
very
so
lovingly.
Sweet.
Right,
It's
just
just
like
so
that.
sweet.
And you could see the emotion behind all that makeup and stuff. You could see the emotion of these characters, of these Abbeys. And then she was just going back to that scene that we saw in the beginning when the helicopter was killing all these Abbeys, and that was the start of just destructing that town. And then showed her kind of weak, and I don't know. What do you guys think of that scene? Like, do you think she was just remembering how it's back to square one again, how they're winning, and that's not going to happen again?
It kind of seemed like they were focusing on like one male Abby that was like kind of around her, and I was like, maybe that was her husband. Like maybe he was killed, and that kind of set her off more. Like we never saw the baby dying.
He might be the king of the Abbeys at the point. Maybe he was like.
What if the baby was her?
The baby could be her. That's
the
the
baby
other
could
thing
be
too.
her.
But then how does she remember that? That you know what I mean? She was a baby.
She wouldn't remember all
But
that.
still, like, it's just like you don't know who exactly it was, but it could be her husband that was shot, and that
Or
kind
her
of got
father.
her.
Yeah,
Exactly.
right.
Did you see the Abbey women that were comforting her though? They had markings on their bodies.
They did.
I looked closely. They had markings on their bodies.
Oh, they were females? I thought they were
females.
The same.
Yeah, but it was like
Circle
on
thing?
their arm, and so it was like longer, and it was more detailed. than
So the
just
women
her.
are all the.
So maybe the women are all the queen.
Maybe it's
bees.
not just Margaret.
Maybe not. She might be the princess of the Abbeys. Who knows?
Princess Margaret.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a nice ring.
Maude.
I don't. No, does it? I like hate that name.
Princess Maude.
That was an interesting last scene, and we'll talk more about that in predictions. But before I get into predictions, Paige,
Yes.
you saw an ice cream.
Yes.
Recently?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay. So I was at Lassen's Food, and it was a health store. It's in Los Feliz on Hillhurst, and I was there
Which
today.
is like a town in Los Angeles for those of you who don't live here.
Yes.
BT dubs.
And so I was there, and I was looking in the like frozen yogurt section, and there was an ice cream that said McGonagall's on it, and it was spelled the exact same way, and it had like
Crazy.
the cursive writing as the McGonagall's ice cream place in Wayward Pines.
So is this
crazy.
M. Night Shyamalan's like amazing intuition to just like guess these things, or is this just
Or maybe
like
he's a big fan.
or just a brand plug?
It could be
What
a-
do you guys
Or-
think?
Total brand integration.
He could just be he could just like that ice cream. I was like, I'm gonna name my
Ice
ice cream.
cream
chocolate.
is a theme in this show. I don't know what.
Yes.
We've
You're
seen Terrence.
right.
We saw a random kid eating ice cream when he was watching an Abby getting shot. It's just they love
Was he
ice
eating
cream.
ice cream when he was watching
He
that?
was.
Do you remember he was having the cone?
Wait, Kanika, what?
Wow, I
That's
didn't notice that
I never
part.
thought about that.
I don't know why ice cream is a big motive.
Maybe M. Night Shyamalan just loves ice cream.
Yeah.
Maybe.
We're gonna.
He's laughing
We
at us
might.
watching
Okay.
this right now.
Yeah, right?
We might have a special guest coming next week. Cross my fingers. I hope it happens. You guys
You
better
guys
tune in.
will love
So
the person.
yeah, let's hope. So if he or she comes in, we're gonna ask them about this whole ice cream deal and get those answers figured
Right.
out because I'm really curious.
If confirmed, I'll have to go get a little pint of it and bring it in.
Yes.
Yes.
Can't wait.
Ice cream party next week, folks. Tune in.
Yeah.
Tune in. All right, guys, let's get into our predictions.
All right.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Okay.
Okay, so
All right.
I'm gonna say a prediction that we all three of us said that we are pretty sure, and we think that this is gonna happen next week.
Yeah.
You don't remember?
I do.
Is that Carrie's gonna kill Jason?
Yes.
Oh, I don't agree with that.
You don't?
I never.
I
said,
thought you said you did.
I
Okay.
never jumped on
Me
board
and
on
you don't
that.
always have the same
totally
opinion.
agree.
Yeah,
Okay.
you guys actually do.
Because the way they were and the hand, I feel like there was
Yeah.
a gun and it was gonna shoot him.
I don't
And
know
Rebecca
why.
said, "You have to do it now," or what did she say?
Right, and she and then what is Theo was like, we have to get rid of him, or something like something along those lines. And I feel like she's gonna do what Nurse Pam did, like in Killing Pilcher.
You don't think that's gonna happen? What do you think?
Okay, so I might have cheated because I saw that Fox didn't say a spoiler, but I read that there's going to be a big shocker next week in terms of what
Jason.
Jason finds out. So Jason finds
Oh.
out who his real parents are next episode.
Wow.
You saw that?
And
For
then,
sure?
And then he dies.
So I
my gosh, I'm so excited.
I wonder, because I said this in the beginning. Do you remember how I said that originally Jason's parents could be Rebecca and Theo? Remember I
Yeah.
said that?
Yes.
That was stupid.
Oh, you were like, what?
But now I know that there's actually a shocker though in who Jason's parents could actually be.
Who could they be?
Could they be an Abby? Could they be Pilcher and Pam? Could they be
Who else?
What if the
Who
Abbies
else,
are?
though?
What if that little baby was
right?
Jason?
That's what I was thinking when I was watching it.
Ooh.
That's what I was thinking when I was watching it. Why do they keep
about
showing that scene?
If the baby was Jason and Pilcher.
Killed him and grabbed the baby.
Right, but remember, no.
Wait.
There was a baby, though, in the beginning when they had it in the pod, so maybe not. I don't
right.
know.
There was a baby in the pod.
there was
Yeah.
a baby.
Damn
in
it! That would have been a
pod.
good one.
That would have been a real
That would have been a
But
good one.
We should be writers.
Yeah.
That would have been a really
I
good
know.
one.
Remember, I kept saying Abby's and humans getting together and making
Right.
something. Well,
Or like- or-
I wonder who it could be though.
It could have, who knows? This is totally thinking far off, but it could have been, and they could have kept it, and then they kept it from mutating, and that's Jason.
Right.
But that's like
Because
totally
why would
off.
Pilcher, because Pilcher was the one in that scene when they were killing off all the Abbeys.
Yeah.
What if he, saw what was left?
They went
saw
down,
a baby.
Yeah.
grabbed the baby.
Grabbed the
but why
baby.
would they want that baby to run
I know.
the town? You know
Why
what I'm
would they?
saying?
Well, I think because they experimented on him and all this other
Maybe
stuff.
they thought that baby could have more power than. But
Yeah.
but then Jason would have had some Abby qualities.
I don't know. This is a little far fetched.
It's super far fetched, but
Why?
it's like
You can't go-
super good imagination.
It's not as far fetched as Rebecca and Theo being the parents.
Right,
Right,
exactly.
I know, obviously. But who could be the parents? Could it be
know. Now
Yeah.
I'm excited.
if it's a big, because if Fox literally told Jason he could say this in an interview that his parents are a huge shocker next week, who is a big
What
shocker?
if it's like Kate and Harold or
No, but they're done.
Yeah.
They're dead.
So guys, write down your predictions.
Oh my gosh, let us
Right.
know.
What else? Okay, I think that I don't know if Carrie will. I mean, I think if anyone to die, it would be Carrie over Jason.
Really?
Nope.
I think Jason has to die next
Really?
episode. I think he
Yeah.
has to die.
I guess I want him to survive.
He's from season 1 still. The only person that's going to stay from season 1, I think, is going to be.
Actually, I also read he was supposed to
Castle.
die.
Oh.
Jason was supposed to die in season 1 too. I read.
That's funny. There you go.
Right. So maybe
was.
actually, you guys, maybe you're onto something.
I think Jason has to die next episode.
I think Hasler's going to be the only one that survives.
Theo's gonna die too.
Oh, no, I'm from the first season, I mean.
Oh, okay, I
Because
see,
you know how
I
they're
see.
killing off all the first season
But I
people?
think Theo and Margaret and Hassler will have a nice discussion. They
In
have
last-
to have a discussion next week or
In
something.
last season, didn't someone really big die like the episode before the last episode?
Ethan.
Ethan.
He died not the last episode?
First season?
Yeah. Not
Oh.
the last episode? Not he
He
died
died
in the
in the
finale.
last episode, yeah.
Like, didn't someone really big die the
Pilcher?
Yeah, Pilcher.
Okay.
Or, yeah,
so that's what I'm saying. Like, there's so many parallels to last season. Like, maybe, like, Jason has to
Pilcher
die.
to Jason because
See?
of...
And then Carrie is to Pam, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what
Carrie
if
is
it's
to
like,
Pam.
what if all the men die and just the females are there to survive?
Dude,
and
that's
just
not
take
that
charge?
far-fetched because we have all the female Abbeys running the town.
Maybe. How is that going to work for reproduction
Yeah,
purposes?
it's not.
Woman can do things.
What? You're going to hook up with an Abby man
Oh,
and then make that work?
they are muscular.
Maybe all the Abbey. I don't know. Maybe
Okay.
like I was gonna say all the Abbey guys could get wiped out, and all the female girls could
Yeah.
get wiped, and then they could.
We totally just messed up this prediction
Whatever.
process.
We're getting crazy
No,
now.
we like to go crazy and
This
deep
is,
and
like,
dark. That's
super. Don't take us seriously, guys. We're just really having
We're
fun
just
with this
messing
at the
around.
moment. Yeah.
now you can take it seriously. Please.
She's
All right,
serious.
guys.
She's serious.
Wow, I am sad because we only have 2 episodes left.
Yeah.
It's been really fun. But let's keep it going. Let's live in the moment. So I'm
Definitely.
excited. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this week's after show. I hope you enjoyed it. As usual, please keep commenting. Leave us your predictions. You guys are all actually. You guys go really deep and really
do.
dark. So keep that coming. I'm your host Kanika Lal. Follow me on Twitter at Kanika Lal and Instagram at You Can Have It Lal. And where can they follow you guys?
Hey guys, once again, it's your boy Nino. You can catch me at Nino Llanera on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Snapchat it too.
And you
Snapchat
guys-
it too.
Ooh.
What was that?
Look at this like
Like-
impromptu nice plug he does.
Look at that. Look at that. And I'm Paige Bonanno. You guys can follow me on all social media at Paige Bonanno.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for joining.
See you next week. Hopefully with a special guest.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.